Since you asked about that, I myself, just don't tell anybody I told you this, especially don't tell Joe Biden. I don't think that there should be any debates. I do not think that the President of the United States has comported himself in a way that anybody should, and that has any association with truth, evidence, data, and facts. I wouldn't legitimize a conversation with him, nor a debate in terms of the presidency of the United States. Now, I know that the Biden campaign thinks in a different way about this, but I thought what he did in the 2016 was disgraceful, stalking Hillary Clinton like that. I was disappointed that the press didn't say, go back to your station. You're not here. You don't own this stage. You have your own podium. She has hers. So I think that he'll probably act in a way that is beneath the dignity of the presidency. He does that every day. But I think he will also belittle what the debates are supposed to be about. And they're not to be about the skullduggery on the part of somebody who has no respect for the office he holds, much less the democratic process. Why else would he try to undermine the elections in the manner in which he is doing? So if Joe Biden asked you what I thought about it, I don't think that he should dignify that conversation with Donald Trump. You could have you ask them any questions, both of them. Just take their own stage for any number of conversations about any subjects. Hold them accountable. What are they proposing? What is their vision? What is their knowledge? How are we going to get it done? How do they connect with the American people? Let that be a conversation with the American people, not an exercise in skullduggery. Thank you all.
That was some awful advice from Nancy Pelosi. What you just saw was Nancy Pelosi basically argue that Joe Biden should not debate Donald Trump because he shouldn't be legitimized and because he's been a disgrace to the office of the President of the United States. This is just terrible advice. You guys know me, I'm not a Trump defender. I want Joe Biden to win this election over Donald Trump. But the one surefire way to really give Trump momentum more than anything else is to skip the debates. The debates are a mainstay in presidential politics. They have been for a very long time. I'm not sure for how long, but at least for a couple generations. So the reality is that they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And if Joe Biden skips the debates, Donald Trump will be able to hammer him over and over and over again on the fact that Joe Biden is a coward, that Joe Biden is trying to hide something, that Joe Biden is too sleepy, he has too much dementia, cognitive decline, to debate him one-on-one on a stage in front of dozens of millions of Americans watching at home, and really people all over the world watching. It would be the one surefire thing to absolutely give all the momentum back to Donald Trump. 100%. Again, the whole debate, one of the big debates in this election has been the cognitive health of Trump and Biden. I don't think either of them are really all there. I really think both of them have exhibited severe cognitive decline and dementia. But one of the narratives, again, from Trump is that Biden's been hiding in his basement because he's too weak intellectually to be on the daily grueling campaign trail. And if you skip the debates, that's all the proof Trump is going to need to give to his base and also people that are on the fence. They will say, Trump's been saying that Joe Biden is intellectually weak, he's mentally weak, and now he's skipping the debates. Maybe Trump is right. Maybe he has a point. Maybe he's exaggerating a little bit, but maybe there's more than a kernel of truth there in what he's saying. Biden is too weak to do the job of president because he's too weak to do the job of a couple debates. It's also really, really absurd to claim that Joe Biden doing a debate is going to legitimize Donald Trump. Let's be 100% clear. Donald Trump is awful. He shouldn't be president. Under a system where everyone's vote counted equally, he wouldn't be president. It's a shame and an embarrassment that he is president. But He is legitimate because he's president. It doesn't matter whether you like him or not. He is a legitimate president. Simple as that. And the office legitimizes him. And he's legitimate before a debate, he's legitimate during, and he's legitimate after. And he's legitimate regardless of the decision Biden makes whether or not to debate him. You cannot simply say nearly 4 years into Trump being president, an office he was elected to, that an individual action by his challenger legitimizes him. It's absurd to claim that. Absolutely absurd. And we have to be even clearer that fundamentally, Nancy Pelosi has done more than most to legitimize Trump. Sure, she impeached him, but by impeaching him, aren't you legitimizing the fact that he was at least initially the rightful president? And were you not the person, despite doing the claps like that and ripping up the State of the Union, were you not the person that gave Trump all the money he wanted to do all of his right-wing projects in the House of Representatives, passing Trump initiative after Trump initiative, often getting little, if anything, in return, legitimizing not only Trump, but his right-wing vision for America? Because when push comes to shove, Nancy Pelosi's real enemies are the left and not Donald Trump. She's done more to legitimize Donald Trump than most Democrats in her office, in her role as Speaker of the House, as a senior corporate Democrat. She's done more than that. And she can go symbolism all day long, whether it's the Kente cloth, whether it's the ripping up of the State of the Union, whether it's the sarcastic clap, whether it's any of these things. When the material conditions were down, and she could actually put her foot down and stop Trump, or do whatever she could to try and stop Trump, she bent over. She bent backwards to appease him and the right-wing base of her party and of the Republican Party and of corporate America. And skipping a debate is that very same sort of symbolism, although this symbolism would cause active harm to the effort to defeat Donald Trump. So as Pelosi notes in this clip, Biden doesn't agree with her, and I certainly hope he doesn't end up listening to her. Biden, at least from what we've seen, has agreed to 3 debates, and I think that's a reasonable number, given how close we are to the election, given that I think there is a point in saying that Donald Trump is a liar, and it's hard to debate a liar, but I think 3 debates is reasonable. 3 is reasonable. So, I hope to see Biden debate Trump. Are there risks? Yes, if you're the front runner, there's always risks when you debate somebody. There's always risks. But the biggest risk of all would be not debating and then helping to legitimize every Trump claim about you and your campaign. Don't listen to Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden. Don't listen to Nancy Pelosi.